Hello Libra, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is for the week ahead. We're looking at June. How are you, Libra? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I'm here to do a 9-card draw for you. We're going to find out exactly what's going on for you coming up in June. Let's figure it out. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I'm also going to tell you about how to find a private read. If any of this is something that sounds like your life and you want a private reading based on your own energy. And also I'll tell you about the extendeds. That's at the end of the video. Let's find out what's going on for you, Libra, my beautiful Libras, my Venusian friends. I'm a Taurus. I'm also Venusian. Let's find out what's going on here, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the 6 of Swords. Okay, Charlie just said you're leaving, but it's like you're taking one last look back. Hermit, you've really thought about this here. You're about to make some sort of move, but it almost feels, okay, I'll tell you what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Charlie is my guide, by the way. Charlie's showing me a family at Christmas dinner, a really long table. And while you're watching all the people talk to each other and enjoy each other and have laughs and that, you're thinking, oh, the moving truck is coming and they don't know that I'm going. I haven't really told anybody what my next move is. That's what it feels like. The Hermit energy feels like, even though you are in a group of people, that it feels like it's almost like you're looking at the situation as, this is the last time I'm going to be here. This is the last time I will be doing this. Yes, look at that, the Death card. Wow. Tell you what, I never get tired of this tarot stuff. It all just falls in line. So as long as I feel like as long as you're ready, the Hermit energy is about having found your own light. It feels like you found your own light and you realize that you can be independent, make your own decisions, that you have all the data that you need, that you are enough, that you have enough. And it almost feels like you're in a group of friends, maybe in a social situation or maybe with your family, and it feels like you're being very quiet about the ending of something. Look, it could be maybe you're there and you're like, they don't know we're getting a divorce. They don't know that I'm leaving next week. I haven't told anybody about the ending of something. You're keeping it to yourself, but it feels as though it's almost like looking back when you're at the end of the table watching everybody have fun. You know that this is the last time that you're going to be able to do this for a while. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the Temperance. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been planning something here for a long while. It feels like some sort of a journey. There's an opportunity at the end of the journey, and it feels like you've been planning this journey for a while. Temperance is here, but that Sagittarian energy, Sagittarius is the adventurer. So I'm going to say it feels here, Libra, like you're about to embark on some sort of an adventure or something you see as an adventure, which is the journey, by the way. So it feels like you're about to plan or have already planned out where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and what your outcome is going to be. But in order to do that, the 5 of Pentacles first has to take place. And I think that will take place in a moment of alchemy. And so in Temperance energy, it feels like once you stop being in the high highs and the low lows, once you are feeling healed or maybe a little bit more, I'm going to say even in your energy than you have been, I feel like that's when you finally let other people know what your plan is. Some of them aren't going to take it well. I'm just going to say, Libra, some of them aren't going to take it well. The 5 of Pentacles is people who feel shoved on the outside, right, of your life. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not going on this trip with you anymore. It does feel like you will have to endure a little bit of irritation with your happiness, because the Ace of Cups in this particular deck has the pearl and the oyster, and the only way the pearl gets in the oyster is because sand or irritation gets in there, and that's how it is created, through the irritation. So it feels like, although the Ace of Cups is here for you, it feels like this is probably the grit or the irritation, or I have to go through this hard patch in order to be able to reach the Ace of Cups. Tell me more. We've got the 10 of Cups, and we've got the Lovers. So I feel like closing the door, going on the journey, this is a choice that you've decided to make. For some of you, you could be going on a journey to another side of the world, another state, another province, another country to meet someone that you might have your eye on, or someone that you have fallen in love with possibly. It doesn't have to be about love, but it does really feel to me as an energy reader that the energy is of you almost going through the mourning period before you tell everybody else what's going on. So I feel like you are probably going to tell your family or people that feel like family, people who you usually hang out with that give you this sort of family joy, familial joy. I feel like you're breaking away because like I'm looking at is the 10 of Cups here and the Ace of Cups is breaking away from the 10. So I feel like you're going to wait for the right time. And I feel like you shouldn't push that because Temperance will show up and tell you when the right time is to let people know what your plan is. Let's look to see what your plan is. First, we're going to put some cards down here and see what's going on under the surface that you might not just see just yet. Yep, there it is. It's all about you, friend. That's what it is. The whole purpose of whatever it is that you're about to do here that you haven't told anybody yet is for the sake of balance. It feels like balance is really important to you. Restoration of the self is really important to you, and doing the right thing. So I feel like you need to get your balance. You're probably going to have to disappoint some people in order to be able to get your balance. I feel like there is a new opportunity here that's waiting for you. And I feel like it looks to me like the page here is toying with this sunflower. You're toying with the idea of growth, right? And the sunflower is the outcome at the end of the journey. So I'm going to say that I don't think you care how long it takes for you to get there, but I feel like you are going nonetheless. And I really don't think this is anything that anyone can talk you out of, if I'm being honest. Tell me about the Hermit. What's the plan here? Because I feel like it's something that you've been keeping to yourself, keeping quiet. It makes you feel good. I feel like you're going over yourself. This is going to help me grow spiritually. It's going to help me grow in my balance, my harmony in my life. We've got the King of Pentacles. It might even help you grow financially. I feel like you've got a good enough plan that you know where the pitfalls are. It feels like you know where the obstacles are, and you know how to get around the obstacles. It feels like you have enough money, time, you have enough energy, maybe even enough money. The King of Pentacles is building a kingdom, right? The person who is building the kingdom is somebody who, is going to go off and do their own thing. I feel like you do want a future of abundance, and I feel like you're going to get it because I think your plan is on point. The Magician is here. This is the reason why everything's going down the way it is, because I feel as though you've decided that, look, the reality is mine. I feel like in the Hermit energy, you've realized that you're not going to build a life that is perfect for you by allowing everyone else, even though you love them, even though you have fun with them, by allowing them to talk you into doing things that aren't for you. So I feel like the Magician is telling me you're creating your own reality. You've realized that in the Hermit mode that you've got all the tools and the resources you need in order to move forward because you're not scared of hard work. The Nine of Pentacles tells me that you have the confidence, that you have all the tools, you have enough money, you have enough stability that you can move forward and build something on your own. So you guys know I always see you as the creatives. Not all of you are creatives, but it does feel like somebody who is leaving the band, going out on their own. Or maybe you're not leaving the band, but maybe you are taking on more single gigs. Maybe you're a singer and you want to take on more singing, but you don't want to have to do it with the band because maybe the band's not available when you go. But I feel like you're about to do something that you've been building your confidence toward. It feels like you've been building your confidence, been building your reputation in the community. It feels like there's something here that you've been building, and it is something that I feel you want to become your reality. And I feel like that's really great for you. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles here, because it feels like this Five of Pentacles is going to tell me that not everybody is going to be happy about the situation, but the High Priestess is here. So I feel like your intuition is going to tell you when to say something. The reason you haven't said anything is because Temperance and the High Priestess is here, and Temperance, this is when you listen to the universe. You wait for the right moment, and you don't move forward just because someone told you to, or because I need to do it by Tuesday at 3 o'clock. It's like I'm waiting to listen, to tell people that I'm going to be doing something on my own, building my own kingdom. And if you want to come and enjoy the journey with me, you're welcome to do that. But I feel like you're going to wait until your intuition pings you and says, okay, now's the time. You've got to start telling people. And some of them are going to feel like they're on the outside looking in, but you do have to stand up for yourself and build some boundaries, friend. Because it feels like this is one of those things. This is one of those deathbed things. This is what it feels like. I'm not saying anybody's dying. What I'm saying is one of those deathbed things. If you're laying on your deathbed and somebody said to you, what is the one thing you wish you would have done while you were here? I think it's this. So I feel like Temperance is calling you and saying, look, it's time for you to do the exciting thing. It's time for you to go on the exciting path, the creative path, grow something that is your own. But it does feel like with the Seven of Wands that you are now standing up and I think you're going to wait for your intuition to tell you that. Right now you're being silent, High Priestess, because you're waiting for your intuition to tell you when it's time to stand up and let everybody know about the new exciting path. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. This is your journey. I think it's so, so important to not really worry about where the journey is taking you and how to get to the outcome, but really, really important to know which path to take, because if you don't learn the lessons you need to learn on the journey, you may never get to the outcome. That's why the journey is so important, and learning the lessons you need to learn along the way are so important. We've got the Knight of Swords. It feels like you're going soon, or you're going to say it soon. The Knight of Swords is brave to say what they've got to say. So it does feel like the Knight of Pentacles is you looking at the journey and saying, well, it's almost time. And I feel like the Knight of Swords is you hopping on the motorcycle and saying, okay, guys, I'm out. And the King of Cups is here. I feel like you're feeling very emotional about it, but you are keeping it under the surface. Also, when the King of Cups shows up with swords for me, swords are about communication, connection, and words. It feels like you're going to try and soften the blow the best that you can, because that's you, Libra. You're really trying to keep balance, right? It feels like with the King of Cups, you have been keeping something under the surface and staying very stoic, not letting people see that you're very emotional about what you're about to do, about leaving. Yeah, it feels like here you are probably going to not feel great about it, but it is your future, so you feel great about it. So that's sort of the dichotomy of what's going on. The Three of Cups in the reverse is this is not necessarily celebrational, but it is something that I have to do for me. So although you're not celebrating having to leave or spend less time with the band, or to go off on your own and write something instead of being an editor or somebody who is a ghostwriter, maybe you're just going off to do your own thing. Maybe you're the backup singer and now you're going to be in the foreground. So it feels like you're going to be doing it on your own. It's not necessarily something you're celebrating. I think you're celebrating it under the surface. I'm going to say that the King of Cups being here, I don't think you're celebrating outwardly. Tell me about the Ten of Cups. Got the Three of Swords. Yeah. It feels like in order to get what you want, you do have to disappoint the ones that you love the most, because they're not risk takers. And I think although maybe you're not necessarily a really big risk taker, I think that you're a planner. And I also feel like you'll plan a little bit. Is this in my balance? Is this going to keep me balanced? And then you're like, yep, I feel good. I'll plan a little bit more. So it feels like when it comes to the family or the people that you love or the group that's around you that gives you joy and love and emotions, I feel like they're going to be disappointed. But you can't let that hold you back. This could be about a love interest that is at a distance and maybe you're picking up and leaving, but this also could be something that is about a creative project that you're going off to do on your own. It could also be about work. Look, we have the King of Pentacles here. It does feel like that you have been building your reputation within the network or within your wheelhouse, whatever it is that you do. We've got the Nine of Wands and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that this is really, really something that is going to be hard for you to do, but you understand that everything is hard work. But if you don't do the hard work, you will never have the harvest, right? If you don't nurture the plan that you've already got in place, you will never be able to reach the 8 of Pentacles, which is the harvest. So the 9 of Wands is here with the 3 of Swords, and it does feel like this is the last moment where you step out front and say, this is what's going down, and it's going down in a very short amount of time. You may give them maybe 9 weeks, but you may give them 3 days. Do you know what I mean? It feels like it's not very long, and it feels as though you are, with the 6 of Swords, everything is already in motion. So it does feel like you're with the friend group, or you're with the family, or the people that you love, and you're kind of like, this is the last time I'm going to observe them or witness them as a group together having fun. So I feel like you don't tell them at that time because you don't want to ruin the energy, but it does feel like you're going off to do something on your own. And look, it doesn't really mean that you're leaving anywhere, but it does feel like you, if it is like, you know, you're part of a band, it feels like you're going to be less available for the band because now you're going out on your own a little bit. Got the Hanged Man. Wow. So it does feel like you are waiting for your perspective. And the heart of the matter in the 9 card draw is really why everything else is around it. And so it feels like you're waiting for this moment of alchemy, right? You're waiting for Temperance to show up and say, okay, Libra, it's go time. It's clear to go. So it feels like the Hanged Man tells me that you're holding back, being quiet. It feels like you are getting perspective, watching people and their interactions with each other. You realize you're about to sacrifice something really big, and they have no idea what's showing up here. It does feel like it's a group of people that give you a lot of reciprocal energy. And so I think that some of them will be sad because you've already planned it. And I think that they think they have time to talk you out of it. 9 of Swords. Some of them don't want you to go. But once you reveal the plan, please stick with it, because there are going to be people who are going to try and talk you out of your abundance, right? The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. We're going to go into the extended. If any of you want to come into the extended, please check the pinned comment above all the comments. There are 2 links there, one for the membership, one for the, that's where all the extendeds go, and one for the private reads. If you're interested in that, I am caught up. Now would be the greatest time for you to book. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. See you in the extended if that's where you are. And if not, I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Happy June. Bye-bye.